Hello, thank you for coming to my brand new channel called The Interdimensional Shaman. For those who don't know me, my name is Garcia. I'm an intuitive. I do yoga instructing and meditation instructing. I've been an intuitive for probably most of my life, but only discovered it in the last probably like 6 or 7 years. I channel 2 ET guides. My first guide, his name is Thoth. The Atlantean and the Egyptian, they're one and the same. There's a kind of common misconception that those are 2 different people, but that's a video for another time. My second guide, her name is Ashai. She is from Yael, and I've channeled her a few times, but Thoth is who I've been really mainly practicing on for the last year or so. He's gonna come on here in a few minutes and he's gonna do a channeling. He's got a message. He's been wanting to say it for a while. But before we get to that, I just kind of wanted to explain the channel. It's gonna further improve. Right now, this is my very first video. I have a website up. I'm currently in the works of it, so I'll post the link in future so you guys can access me there. In the future, I'm going to be having people be able to come to me for channelings, meditation, breath work, and then I do yoga and meditation. I'm currently in Concho, Arizona, but I will be moving to Phoenix here in the coming months to establish myself a little bit more, be a little bit more accessible for people in the state of Arizona. Basically, I've had a pretty crazy life. I don't want to talk too much about myself, but just kind of give you guys an idea. I'm a musician. I do art. I was a phlebotomist. I was in healthcare for a really long time, and I really wanted to help people, and kind of just started discovering that it wasn't really helping people, and I didn't really understand why. So once I had worked further in the healthcare industry, it became very apparent that they weren't actually helping people, and which I digress, but that brought me further down my spiritual path, which kind of led me to these places. People like, Rob Gauthier and Lisa Royal Holt and Elizabeth April, people like that, have kind of really inspired me to do this YouTube channel. I've been practicing meditation. I've been doing a different technique lately, and I feel like I thought I understood meditation, but now I'm starting to understand that meditation is a very simple thing, but I think it's a very confusing thing. And what Thoth is going to talk about today here in a few minutes, he's going to talk about the ascension and the awakening and ET contact, and why those 2 things are kind of intertwined. I know a couple of channels have touched on it before, especially Lisa, but I think there is some other parts and pieces that really aren't being talked about, and I think that Thoth really wants to talk to them. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring him on. There's not going to be any questions. He's pretty much just going to come out and give a channeling, and it'll be short and sweet, probably like 10, 15, 20 minutes. And then in the future, I will have other videos, and we'll probably bring a Shy on eventually. But for now, we'll probably just do Thoth, and we'll just kind of see and grow, and we'll experience this together. And hopefully I can learn from this, and everyone watching can learn from this. But let's do it. All right, let's bring on Thoth. Greetings. Today we are Thoth. We are part of something greater. We would like you to take a moment to still the breath, Focus on the heart. Be in the present moment. For we would like to give a statement. We would like to tell you about the phenomenon of the awakening and ET contact as explained by the channel. Now, what we're pertaining to today, what is happening in your world, has happened on many, many other worlds. You are going through a cycle, a 26,000 year cycle, and you are now entering the spring phase. You are coming out of the sleep phase, yes? And those who are pertinent to this information talk about the awakening. What is it? Do you know? It is an awareness. And not an awareness that comes from the mind. You can understand things from an intellectual perspective, but that is not awakening. It is the first steps. But if you wish to awaken, you must make that choice and start the first steps. For as we explained, it is not a mental process. It is something that must be felt, experienced through the heart. Yes? There is an idea that all you have to do is be spiritual, to talk about spiritual things, to talk about meditation, to talk about breathwork, to talk about healing. But you don't actually do those things, do you? The first steps in ET contact is giving information and see what you guys do with it. You put it on like a funny hat and wear it like a badge, but you don't truly understand the information. But we know that innately, on a subconscious level, you do, which is why you distract yourselves. In the American culture, a lot of the culture is built upon distraction. To distract you from what? One might ask. Very good question. To distract you from what? A lot of people would say, look over there. It is the government doing it. They are distracting us. And we would say, that is not true. It's not that there aren't agendas out there. It's not that people have wants and needs to control. But it is not that deep. We and many other ET races are asking for you to let go of conspiracies. This person is watching me. This person is doing this to keep me under. We assure you, it is not the case. The only person that is distracting you from anything is yourself. But who is that? Who is the self? Very, very many times humans want to avoid uncomfortable feelings. Grief, sadness, anger, Attrition. You run from it. I prefer this. I do not prefer that. This is not you. This is not you at all. This is what you refer to as the ego, the mind. When you are young, you don't need to learn. You observe. You observe what your culture tells you you're allowed to be. And you take those experiences in and play them out through adulthood. And as life expands, you suffer. Why? Where does this suffering come from? It comes from the fact that you believe and the mind deceives you and makes you believe that you are it. But you are not. You are not the mind. You are the observer behind those things. Every ET race out there that has ascended has dealt with this issue. It is the reason we are here, because we know you are at a stage. There is a word in your guys' language. Hebrew. It is called sin. To miss the mark is what it means. Not to go against God, the universe, because you are the universe. It is merely because you do not pay attention, and it is not your fault. It is part of the awakening. There is also another word in your language, apocalypse. And this word does not mean what you think it does. It does not mean destruction. It means to uncover the truth. And when you are at that stage, you have the potential for ascension or destruction, which is why the word has dragged its meaning from chaos. Because through all of your previous experiences as human cultures, they have been destroyed, have they not? You do not see Atlantis today, do you? No, you don't. You do not see Egypt, the Mayans. It's because they reached this point and were unwilling to look at the ego. So much suffering that humans manifested destruction in order to avoid integrating the shadow, yes? That is the reason they have destroyed themselves. Not because they didn't want to, because subconsciously they weren't ready. They weren't willing to step on the path. We know many of you out there are waiting for ET contact. You are waiting for us to come down and solve all your problems, to make you feel better, provide technology. And we assure you, it's not that we don't want to, it will destroy you. If we were to, as you say, land on the White House lawn, half of you wouldn't see it. The other half would go insane. Why? Why does this happen? Because you are not ego. You are not mind. You are simply emptiness. And we do not say that in a way to negatively impact your feelings. We say that because it is law of the universe. One moment. Humans wish to be saved. It's why religion exists. If I believe this, I will be saved. All I have to do is simply accept the belief, and I will be saved. This is folly. This will not get you anywhere. If you were sick and there was a medication to cure it, your doctor could not take the medication and cure you, could he? You yourself must take the medication. You must digest the medicine. But instead, you will go tell everybody how great that doctor is and at the same time not take the medication. This is delusion. Delusion to the self. We do not wish you to delude yourselves any further. If you wish to ascend, if you wish to share reality with other dimensional beings, you must step on the path. Nobody can do it for you. We won't deceive you. It will be hard. It will be the hardest thing you will ever have to do. But it's a choice. What do you choose? Do you wish to repeat cycle again? Have more suffering? Or will you choose to be with your suffering? To not judge it, to not run from it, to not distract yourself, to not numb yourself to it. This is what you have been doing, yes? And we not say this to judge you. We do not wish judgment upon you. We must merely bring it to your attention. And we reiterate again, this is not something you can do, a mental practice. There are many forms of doing this. This channel, in the next couple months to years, will be prepared to help the sensitives. And we don't mean that by people who are better. The sensitivity arises because you do not confront the emotions. And these emotions have manifested over many, many lifetimes. You play them out in many lifetimes. And the energy has come here to Earth from many lifetimes, and there is nowhere for it to go. You must pay attention to it. It will not like it. The mind is like an animal, a very vicious wild animal, and it can hurt you. You must be gentle. You must be patient with yourself. You must be loving to yourself like you would a romantic partner, or son, or daughter, or family member. Treat yourself as you would treat a loved one. Be very patient with yourself. If you do not wish to ascend, That is okay. You do not have to. It is always a choice. There is no right or wrong answer. In the coming weeks, we will hand down meditations to Kyle to help facilitate with those who have experienced extreme trauma. For when this trauma comes up, there is the potential for the storm to drown you. Or you will learn to swim. That is up to you. We cannot walk the path for you. We cannot give you any more teachings that will help you with this. You must understand that we have also done this. We are empathetic. We know how painful it can be. But if you don't, the cycles will repeat themselves again. And much information will be lost. First and foremost, we want you all to understand that we love you unconditionally. So much so that you can't fathom. You will understand one day how much we love you, which is why we've been patient. We do not wish for your destruction, but we also have to understand that it has to be your choice. Either way, we cannot control that. If you wish to destroy yourselves, we will respect that. If you wish to ascend, we will help you as much as we can, but this path you must walk alone. But just know that you aren't the only ones walking it, or will walk it again. You in the future will help others walk the same path. But in order for you to explain, in order for you to be empathetic, in order for you to know how to help others, you must willingly walk into the flames of perdition. The eye of the storm. For the mind will be like a storm. But it won't always be like that. With more practice, with patience, with persistence, the mind can be calmed and tamed to be used as a tool. We do not say that to demean it. For the ego is what grounds you to this reality. You cannot destroy it. You cannot kill it. You cannot wish it away. For if you did, you would not be able to have this experience at all. Me and my race, we also have ego. It does not affect us like it does your culture, but it is a part of who we are. And it will be a part of who we are for eons to come, until the great merge. We hope this message found you well today. The world is stormy. Why, you may ask? Because it's trying to distract you. From what? From how you feel. It is that simple. This is how integration is done. There are no easy techniques. There is no wishing it away. There is only simply walking the path. For those of you who do not understand our words, this is not for you. Turn it off. Go about your day. For those who this is for, you will understand what you need to do. And we will be right here with you every step of the way, encouraging you, loving you. For you are all teaching us and showing us things as much as we teach and show you things. That is all we wish to explain today. We love you all. We hope to see you back on this channel for more questions that we hope we have answers to, yes? But for now, we will leave you with one simple message. Accept things as they are, not as you wish them to be. Namaste.